on everything else. Round of applause for Brandon Gibson. He's the one that fixed the audio. It was not me. All I do is sit here and talk. I quite literally walk into this building, sit down, and talk. It is a testament to everybody else that is in this building that we're so successful. I mean, yes, I help, but we got a great team here at One Oklahoma. Yeah, so I was gonna say I'm not gonna talk too much more about Jaden Ott. I do personally think he's a good back. I think that for whatever reason, it's not been a good fit here. But who knows? Our running back room's banged up. We might see him. We might see him. Yeah, 3 times in 2 years. Is talking about Bama, no cap Clark. I'm looking for it, man. It's do we think that it's as I man, don't take this the wrong way, guys. Do we think that it's as meaningful to beat Bama these days? I don't know. But is it the brand that got them into the playoffs, or is it the coach? Like, because they're not the same Saban team. They're not. So I don't know. A win is a win. You know, I don't want to, knock. It's no knock against ourselves, but I don't know. Man, y'all are funny in the comments. Is Tatum fully healthy? I don't know if Tatum's healthy. I th I mean, I would think so. It I wasn't really clear on what his exact injury was. I think it was another soft tissue thing, maybe hamstring, maybe groin, something like that. So if we go back to the R. Mason example, quad gets a ton of blood flow. Hamstring gets a lot of blood flow, but not as much. And it's a way smaller muscle. So very prone, like when it's already in a delicate state. Same thing with the groin. When it's already in a delicate state, like it's super hard to get back. It takes just a ton of consistent therapy and not much you can do but give it its time. So, and think about it. Tatum is a phenomenal running back. He's super fast, super shifty. He needs all those little muscle fibers and his hamstrings and groin, especially. Like it holds a lot of weight when he's moving. So I don't know. I hope he's back. I enjoyed watching him. He had a couple of fumbles last year, but I kind of it's same train of thought. You know, if you're a running back for long enough, you're going to put the ball on the ground at some point in your career. At some point, if you're a quarterback, at some point you're going to throw an interception. If you're a defensive guy, at some point you're going to miss a tackle. Is what it is. 2014, no cap Clark. We own Saban. You know what? You're right. You're right. We did beat them in 2014. There's a game that we played Bama though. In between that, I think I can't remember. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to remember things. I've had a lot of concussions. DeBoer to Michigan before the playoffs? Hell no. There's no way. DeBoer, he's already at Bama. Too much pressure? Okay. Okay, look. If DeBoer leaves Alabama and any part of his reasoning is because the pressure was too much there, yeah, but I think we'd be able to see it. I don't know. You don't leave that job. I don't think if I'm DeBoer, I'm staying at Alabama. I don't know why I wouldn't go to Michigan, right? There's just been a lot of shady things happening at Michigan. So we'll just go ahead and talk about it. Dude, Sharon Moore thing was crazy. Oh my gosh. BG, you had a great thought though. there's got to be some mental health something going on here. Like this is this is just erratic behavior. It makes me, say what you want about BV, being like, people have called him controlling and just like, loosen up the reins. People have called him like, let the kids have some fun. This is just a defensive program. Where's your offense? He ain't messing with the staff though. His morals are intact. I'll tell you that. Like, Jesus. Yeah, that's just so unfortunate. I feel bad for his family. It's Christmas season and all this is breaking. We're a couple weeks away from Christmas. That is just, man, it, there's something to be said for all these like very high paying jobs, high visibility positions. When the spotlight is on you, like, man, money just reveals who you really are, honestly. Like that's all it is. And I hope that these coaches realize that I hope they realize that they're not in the era that they have been in previously. Like everything is public. Everything is public. Yes, Trey, man, shout out to Trajan, boy, holding up the phone. We all got one of these in our pocket. Everybody can see, hear, they talk like it's. Don't try to get away with things. It's pointless. We'll know. And your players see it. Wow. Hey, boy, come on, come on. Yeah. Tell the people who you are.
This one?
This one? Yeah, cool.
Oh, shoot. Get to be on the team. All right. So, name's Trajan Lands, NIL coordinator here at the University of Oklahoma. Very good friends with Rodney Anderson. Thank you. A wise man once told me, what you do in the dark will come out to the light eventually.
Eventually.
It may not happen this year, next year, a few years, but whatever you do in the dark will come out to the light eventually.
Hello. And that's just like, come on.
Simple as that.
It's as simple. And you are the head. There's so much riding on that. And lose your buyout too. Dude, you just threw everything away in a matter of like 4 hours last night.
Mm-hmm.
In a matter of 4 hours. I hope it was worth it.
The world came crashing down for you, and it's just like, there's no safety net for you. Nobody's coming to save you. Like, hey, man, you gotta think about these things whenever you get into that position of higher power of like, okay, what is the next thing? What in the moment, what if this does happen to me? What's that next downhill gonna look like for me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's what it is. People aren't looking to what, like, he wasn't thinking in those moments. He wasn't thinking, oh man, what if?
Yeah.
Oh man, what if this? What if that? What if I don't blah blah blah? What if I don't whoop de woo? That's it's man, you've got to be smarter than that. Trey, I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
It's Trajan Lands. He works here at One Oklahoma, does a great job behind the scenes for us. Yeah. Yeah. So great. So the contrast. Everybody wants a dog Soul Mission as soon as the program starts losing some games. But Soul Mission is exactly part of the reason why we don't have antics like what's happening at Michigan, why we don't have antics like what's happening at Georgia, like players getting killed in car accidents and things like that. Like, I get it that, players, these are 18-year-old kids, 18, 19, 20. I didn't make all the greatest decisions when I was 18 and 19. But at the end of the day, they are kids and the spotlight is on them. We would expect an adult like Brent Venables and Sharon Moore to take care of themselves. That's why it's so sad that Sharon Moore is making these decisions. He should be like a BV. These kids, though, man, they need somebody to put their arms around. They still need guidance. And that's what Caleb King Kelly does so good at in Soul Mission. That's what his staff is so good at. That's why BV brought it in. That's why it was a non-negotiable. If I'm going to come coach here, I want to bring my program Soul Mission. It takes a lot off of BV. You think BV's got to wonder about what his players are doing at night, on a Friday night, on a Saturday night? Do you know the character of this team? They've been doing Friday night lifts in the offseason, player led, completely Schmitty aside. Wow. How many times have you been able to say that? Schmitty aside, coaches aside, these players got together and say, you know what? Instead of going and getting drunk on the corner, we're going to go work out because it means that much to us. And we want to win this season. Oh, shoot. And look what happened. Crazy. Yeah. Kind of went off there. It is what it is. Like we just got to be honest with the situations a little bit. I'm bouncing back and forth, just seeing if I missed anything. Got a few people on the Facebook. What's going on? Terry Hillis, Jeriah Cobb. I'm doing fine, man. How are you? Karen. Oh, Karen, she was letting us know that the sound was good on YouTube. I think we just lost it for a second though. Instagram. Yeah, I think we're all in this room. It's just such a messed up situation. A super messed up situation. Let's get back to some OU stuff though. I realized during the last live we didn't really talk too much about defense. And I think that there are some young, like similar. We talked a lot about the offensive line last time. Offensive line is super young, and I think same can be said on the defensive side of the ball. We still have a lot of really young guys, and so it's going to make for a really good defense again next year. I think we're going to lose our Mason Thomas. I'd be super happy to have him forever, but we'll lose him. We'll have Jaden Jackson, David Stone. Is Jacoby? I think he's a senior, but I think he might be petitioned for his 5th year, maybe. I think for him, it would really benefit him. He's one of those guys that like the 5th year rule. Let's get him back. He just came on a little bit late. Jacoby Johnson, yeah. A junior? Okay, never mind. We're good. One more year. He's been balling out here late in the season. Cortland Guillory. Oh my gosh. What do y'all think about Cortland? We had him on the show early in the season, maybe after the Michigan game or something. We had him on the show, and I was just super impressed by his demeanor. I think the hardest position to play on the field is cornerback. Like hands down, even over quarterback. That's just my opinion. What do y'all think about that? I know that there are some quarterback lovers in here. I do think that cornerback is harder than quarterback or any other position just because you are completely reactionary. You have your guy on an island, and your job is to just figure out what he's doing. That's so hard. That is so hard. I could walk a route in front of a lot of people and y'all get lost, Yeah, it's that's such a hard position. He's so young, playing so well at a high level. Yeah, he's giving some stuff up. He's a freshman playing the hardest position on the field in the hardest conference in the world. So I'm gonna give him some grace, not a pass. I don't think he'd let me give him a pass. And I don't think his mom would let me give him a pass either. Cause she's just she's one of my favorite people on Twitter to look at. Cause she's just, boy, she'll defend her baby boy. And I love it. But yeah, he just imagine what he's gonna be like next year. That much more confidence, that much more experience. Man, that secondary is the Bowen brothers are coming back. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have a great defense next year too. Oh my goodness. Has there been a better defense for OU? Or is it too early to have that conversation? What do y'all think about that? I don't is it too, because I know we've had some phenomenal defenses. But is it too early to have we've been doing so well. Our defense is the reason why we're in the playoffs, for being honest. You gotta have confidence and grit. D Woods, I agree. Will go down as one of the best corners in OU history. Dog Simpson. I think I, he's starting out that way for sure. You know who this reminds me of? Jordan Thomas's freshman year. His freshman year. Super, super talented freshman. Got a ton of playing time. Same type of like, just like I don't care mentality. And he did fine for the rest of his career here. Yeah, I think he actually still holds like a 3-cone shuttle drill in the combine. Um, a record for the 3-cone shuttle drill in the combine. But I think he was awesome, and I think Cortland potentially is better than him. So, sky's the limit for Cortland Guillory. Wolfgang, what's up, man? What's the loudest environment I've ever played in? Tennessee, hands down. I was having this conversation with my brother the other day. We were arguing back and forth about strength of schedule and teams and stuff. Because he graduated from Indiana University. Or he didn't graduate. He graduated from Ole Miss. He finished his playing career at Indiana. And so we were arguing strength of schedule. And he tried to tell me that Tennessee was a mid SEC team. When he said it at first, I was like, are you crazy? But then I started thinking about it. Are they mid for an SEC team? Jim Knowles. Yeah. I mean, he's a good hire. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I think Tennessee is, because obviously I'm arguing for our strength of schedule. So I'm like, nah, Tennessee, they're so good. But I don't know. Their defense. Yeah. Yeah. Ryder's a funny dude. Yeah, Tennessee was hands down the loudest environment I ever played in. Is it cheating though if you've got speakers on the field? I think it's kind of cheating. I mean, yeah, it's like if I was to put the 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 applause, like the background applause for after everything that I said, like that's fake, isn't it? And so we're gonna, I don't know, turn down for what on max volume speakers that are the size of a house, and we're gonna like pride ourselves on how loud our fan base is. And pride yourself on how big your speakers are. But yeah, regardless, they have them there, and they're playing when we're out there. So yeah, it's super loud. The only thing that would rival it, I think, is the hate you get on the opposite side of the 50 at the Cotton Bowl. It's deafening. You can't hear a thing. No speakers at that stadium. It's just crowd noise. So, but then like I feel like you scream louder when you're hating something. So maybe that's it. Maybe Texas hates us so much it just makes them that much louder. Hate adds probably 20 decibels to your voice. Um, hmm. Oh, 2000s, or is it saying 2000s defense versus 25 defense? I'm not going to say his name because his name is a bad name. Oh, Richard, you thought you got me, Richard. You thought you was going to get me. 2000s. I don't understand the hand emoji. Are you saying 2000s is better than the 25 defense? Hand in hand, maybe. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I think if it's not this defense that's one of the best in OU history, it might be next year's because we're getting a lot of guys back. Let's switch over. People, I'm sorry on YouTube. Now mine is acting all weird. We move on. We'll go to Facebook. Oh, okay. Well, then maybe we'll fire it back up here. It's still loading. Um, Matthew Marks, great point. SEC mid teams are still scary. That's a great point. I think that's what you get at the SEC. Every team you play is liable to beat you. I mean, shoot, Vandy was crazy this year. Should Vandy have gotten into the playoffs? What do we think? Do I regret not playing one more year at Oklahoma, Sly Fox? No. No. Honestly, I don't okay, I'll preface with this, I don't regret anything. My journey was what it was supposed to be. I'm very happy with where I'm at right now. Um, Now if I had to go back and redo things, like, I came back for the 2018 season, I could've went 2017, and then I ended up tearing my ACL 2nd game. So, some people might say, "Oh, you should have left in 2017," but there's too much opportunity here. I really did play because I love the sport, and so I wanted to come back and play with some really good CD was on that team, Kyler Murray was on that team. So I had, like, all of my O-line was all intact, like Bobby Evans, Cody Ford, Drew Samia. Uh, if I would have stayed 2018 and just tried to come back for 19, I don't know. That doesn't even sound right coming out of my mouth. So happy with my decision. I do miss like the camaraderie in the locker rooms. Like that kind of thing is hard to get over. Okay. I think we're back on YouTube. We're good. Uh Tennessee would dog 90% of the Big Ten. To uh Are is Vanderbilt should Vanderbilt have made the playoffs? I wanna know that. What do y'all think about that? Oh, man, Tech fans are going crazy. Wolfgang, feel sorry for you, bro. You're behind enemy lines. Don't you have a relative that plays at OU? Yeah, man, I do. If I could uninvent one thing, it would be the transfer portal rules. I think I would go back to the regular transfer portal, where you have to sit out a year if you transfer, unless you're a graduate. And the reason for that is because I feel like it fixes a lot of the NIL troubles that we're seeing. Buying players and players hopping into the portal just to go collect money at another university. I think it saves a lot of people's money and it encourages smarter decisions. Because if I'm a player and I want to transfer somewhere, I know I've got to sit for a year, so I've got to deal with that. They know I've got to sit for a year, so they're not going to pay me millions of dollars, even hundreds of thousands of dollars, because I'm just going to be that money's going to be sitting on the sideline. So if I really want to transfer before I'm a graduate, I've got to really want to like if it's got to make sense. Is that unfair though to the players that like are just truly caught in a bad situation? I don't know. I don't even know if there's really a good solution. I mean, nobody ever is happy in this world these days. Um, hmm. A lot of people are saying yes that Vandy should have made the playoffs. What? Oh, yeah, we do have a vote. We have a poll up on YouTube. Where's it else at? TikTok? YouTube and TikTok. We got a poll up. Vote on that poll. What do y'all think? Should Vandy have made the playoffs? Um, I think a lot of the sentiment is yes. I'm here for it. I kinda like Diego Pavia. I don't know if I'm a super like, if I can be, like, an all-around fan. It's just so weird seeing these kids off the field these days because everything is streaming and everything is, like it's just they got money and, like, they're just moving different, and there's nothing wrong with it. I probably would've been moving the same way if I had all that money at that age. Um, but it is also kinda hard, like, when you're like, are you on for the camera? And so, like, I've only ever seen Diego Pavia off the field on live streams and on social media, and so I don't wanna just be like, "Yeah, I'm an all-around fan." I don't really know who he is. But he's a good player. He's like a driven player. I've heard some people like, "Oh," it's so funny, like, every school just got a quarterback that you can even remotely say, like, that quarterback's got moxie or that quarterback's got that he's got a chip on his shoulder. Instant instant comparison to Baker Mayfield. And if they're like Baker's not short, but if they're like a shorter quarterback, and they run and they wanna, like, lower their shoulder, instant comparison to Baker. And it's like, nope, Diego Pavia is Diego Pavia. Uh, man. How real are some of the massive NIL numbers we see at other schools? At Boomer Dot Sooner, they're real. Some of them. Some of them. Some of them are very real. Like, one off the top of my head that was just there a couple years ago, there's that, quarterback that went to Florida for, like, $13 million, got there and immediately hit the transfer portal because he found out that it wasn't there, like, that wasn't true. A&M had one maybe the year before that or after, something around the same time. They had, like, the best recruiting class of all time, and then they all hit the portal this very next season because the money wasn't there. Like, there's for sure a lot of, headlines out there that's millions and millions of dollars that aren't true. Because think about it too, like, you can't give a just an the cap is what, 20, 21, sitting around it's between, like, 20 and 25 for every team. Um, and that cap is the same for everybody. If you're getting paid past that, if teams are coming up with money past that, they've gotta find it in true market NIL. True market value NIL. Let's go over that real quick. I think it's great education. Um, you've got rev share. Players can get paid from rev share and true market value NIL. Only 2 places. For their rev share is like what they get paid to play here. And in order to receive this money, they gotta show up at, like, the team media day. They gotta do interviews. They've gotta, like, be on time to things. Like, this is what you get paid to play here at Oklahoma. Your true market value NIL is separate from that. This is what businesses dictate your worth. And so in the rev share model, like, you only have a certain amount of money that you're working with, and people like Jim Nagy and his staff are deciding how it's split, where the money's going, and all that. Um, Now how does football know, like, what they're a lot because it's like 20 or 21, 22 million, whatever the cap is, per school. So not just for football, not just for softball, not just for basketball. You get 20 whatever $1,000,000, and that's split between all programs. And so athletic department has to decide how that's gonna get split, and then football gets a number that they're working with, and same as every other sport. And then in order to retain and get more recruits, like they've got to figure out, okay, how we're gonna get true market value NIL, and that's where Sooner Sports Properties and One Oklahoma come in. We're out there hustling, trying to find partnerships and deals that can put money in these athletes' pockets. Ambassadorships, social media campaigns, appearances, meet and greets, special access, t-shirts, hat. Oh, great segue. That wasn't even planned, I promise. Like One Oklahoma, like we're even selling hats. They're really cool, actually. I'll kind of hold them up just so y'all can see them. But yeah, we do all of these things so that we can figure out how to solve for the true market value NIL. So if we can find 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, $50,000 to add on to a player, say, hey, this is true market value. We've got these brands that want to do deals with you. That'll be on top of your rev share. That's how we can get those numbers a little bit higher. But it's hard. It's so hard. That's why we need everybody. Think about our market too. Oklahoma's a great state. OKC is a great market. Tulsa's a great market, but they're just smaller than others. There's only so much money out there. It's hard to go out there and hustle. So it really does take everybody. And even schools in the big market, they're doing the same thing, following our lead. Real talk. We are kind of out in front. We really are out in front in a lot of ways in the NIL game in a way that is sustainable and and compliant. That's the word I was looking for. Compliant. They're pretty cool hats. We got a big selection of them. They're on our website, oneoklahoma.com. If you feel like picking one up, please do. If you want to get involved, if you want to see your team continue to be successful, I'm not saying that it's y'all's fault or anything if we're not, but it would only help is all I'm saying. All right. Dang, Boomer.Sooner, you sent me down a rabbit hole. I've just been working at NIL for some years now. Feels good to get in here and have a little therapy session where I can just get all that off my chest. My wife is tired of hearing about it. Let's see. Trey Bobo. Is there or should there be a cap on NIL per player? No. You can't put a cap on what a player, what the market dictates that a player is worth. How are you going to tell whatever brand, I don't know, all right, Canes is right here on Campus Corner. If Canes decides that they want to go up to any player on our campus, a softball player, and say, hey, Ella Parker, I want to do this deal with you, and I want to give you $150,000 to be our brand ambassador for the whole year. And these are all the deliverables you'll have to complete. As long as Ella decides that she wants to do that deal, maybe she talks it over with her team, then that's what she's worth in Canes' eyes. And so Canes is, in a way, setting the anchor for what Ella Parker might be worth. Same with anything else. Like, you can't really put a cap on the earning potential in true market value NIL. There is somewhat a cap over here in this rev share bucket because there's only a certain amount of money that the team has to work with already. So I just realized I've been hanging out on YouTube for a minute. Let's go over here to Instagram. Is there any fake offers teams send to make a team spend more of their NIL on a player? Chess, not checkers. Garrett. Dude, they're trying to, every school, every administration, like, they're trying to figure out every which way that is successful, and they're all trying to find, it's really a race to what is the most sustainable and successful way to generate money for a school. Who's the first that's going to figure that out? Whoever figures out the most sustainable, every other school will follow suit. My brother, actually, Ryder, sent me a article on Instagram. Since we're live and it's not as serious, I'll just pull it up. Let's see. It was it's about how businesses or like schools are starting to go turn towards private equity funding. Like, it's going to get towards that. I think Utah is the example that he sent me. It's a video. I'm not going to play the video for you guys, but yeah, there are schools turning to private equity funds that, they're basically going to turn their program into an LLC, and it's going to be its own business entity. That's an example of a creative way to go generate money for a school that's not a blue blood. Utah doesn't have probably the fan base that they definitely don't that OU has. Think about their market. It's even smaller. Like, I wouldn't say it's worse. Every market is different and good for its own reasons, but It's not built for generating revenue for college sports, I wouldn't think. And so, I don't know, just a bunch of different ways to figure it out. Um, what was the specific question? I forgot. Fake offers teams send to make teams spend. I don't know. You still have to be somewhat careful because there are schools, and I think that we're one of them, that is worried about some type of an audit. You know, there's gonna be a higher power that comes down and says, "Let me see the records for the past 5 years. How have y'all been doing this?" Because there are guidelines, there are rules. Yes, they're loosely interpreted and blah, 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 but that's what they're gonna use to stand on when they come back and audit everything. Um, yeah, and, like, that's really what Deloitte is supposed to be doing right now. That's such a mess. The whole NIL Go system, how they submit contracts, how they, weigh different deals, it's so stupid. It's clunky. It's not good for the athletes. Um, there's a lot about, C6 vet, but I don't know, I'm not C6. Do you think NIL needs to be regulated? It does. There's a lot of regulation that needs to be put on NIL, but we're just not there yet, and the NCAA just refuse to do anything about it, which is pretty on point for for the NCAA. Ah, Derek Cray. He liked my transfer portal idea, which if you're new on here, is basically just to take it back how it was. If you transfer, you got to sit out a year unless you're a graduate transfer. He said to make exceptions, like maybe your head coach gets fired, that'd be an exception to leave. To you get a waiver to transfer. So like, yeah, maybe there's waivers and like reasons why you can transfer. Like there's justifications, and maybe there needs to be a committee that sits down and like all they do all day, every day for the rest of their lives is decide, should a player get to transfer or not? Is this justified? Um, I wouldn't want to be on that staff. I wouldn't. But I mean, like, what does the playoff committee do in the off season? Maybe they should be the ones that control, like, that sit down and do all the transfer portal waivers. Sport admins. Hmm. I guess I didn't know that. Oh man. I'm getting used to all this new live stuff. I appreciate the hearts, the likes. Um, there's GG's, Fest Pop, Galaxy, Rose. I appreciate it. You're going in. This is just a fun little deal we decided to do because there's just a lot going on. And it's not too often that we get to sit down in front of you guys, not literally, I guess, but kind of, and just talk about things. One of those things, fun stuff happening this Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. Obviously, we playing in our first playoff game in some time, but first playoff game here in Norman ever. We will be One Oklahoma will be hosting a tailgate here on Campus Corner for all of our subscribers, and we'll be doing a live show during the pregame. And so, if you're a subscriber, you want to come in, we'll be throwing a tailgate. We'll be doing a live show. Feel free to chill and watch, do some interactive things. It'll be a lot of fun. I mean, it's really just about good vibes, good spirits on a game day, on a playoff game day here in Norman, right here on Campus Corner. We're just next door to Valaire. Is it pronounced Valare? I've always said Valaire, but we're just next door. Feel free to stop by. It'll be fun. We'll be just hanging out, getting ready for the game. Oh man. Oh, y'all are going in. Appreciate all the love, y'all. Man, y'all. I said one thing about the gifts and y'all just went in. I appreciate it. Thanks for sending the heart puffs and the love you so muches. It makes me feel good. All right, let's get back into some of these. We've been on for almost an hour now. I was trying to think about what I wanted to say next, but I am drawing a blank now. What else is going on in college football these days? No. I must be living in a cave. Well, my son's been kind of sick. So that I have been living in a cave. Um Man, kids getting sick is so tough. I miss a lot, including I guess this Indiana kid that tore his ACL high-fiving a fan. Okay, so after the game, is this a star player? Oh, no. That was honestly probably my worst fear as a player, getting hurt doing something stupid. And not that high-fiving a fan is did he do it in a stupid way? Oh, I can do it on my phone. I've gotta see this. Oh, oh, no. Oh, no. Ah, ain't no way. Just high-fiving a fan. There was nothing crazy about that. That was my worst fear as a player. I don't care if I got and I sure did get hurt, but I didn't care if I got hurt playing. I didn't even care if I got hurt playing in practice because at least I was doing something like productive towards my goal. High-fiving a fan, if I was to like reach over the wall, high-five a fan, come back and like tear my ACL doing that. Oh, dude, it's just one of those things. Um, but, like, what's he supposed to do? Not high five a fan? I was jumping out of pools, like, we do dumb like, I don't know, like, you have, like, when you have a certain amount of athleticism, your like, the things that you can do in everyday life, like, somebody might just take a step, like, one step at a time up the stairs. As a Division I athlete, there you're trying to see how fast you can get up to the top every single time. That's just an example, I bet there's a lot of, non-athletes that run up the stairs, but if you can do it, you probably will, you know? "Oh, I'm gonna go jump this fence real quick to just go grab the basketball," or whatever, Most people would probably go around, an athlete's gonna jump over that thing, and what happens when you land wrong and tear your ACL? Oh, tear your Achilles. No. I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay mentally. That's gotta be such a just a debilitating thing. Oh, really? Mm. I did that, during the 2017 season. I think it was after practice. I was just in there. That was the hot tub. It wasn't cold tub. Um, I hate the cold tub. I know that's, not good of me to say, but I hate the cold tub. But I was in the hot tub, we were just messing around, like, an example of just doing stupid stuff, messing around. Devontae Lampkin, rest in peace. Um, he, uh, he just asked me if I could do it, and I tried it once. I got my toes up there and fell back in, and then I tried it a second time, and my goodness, I got out of there. Um, oh, really? Uh, I can't see her. That's annoying. I think my wife just joined on Instagram. What's up, Kate? I love you. Oh my gosh. I know she's watching with RJ right now. Hey, RJ. Yeah, just talking about old times. Me and Kate, I met my wife in the training room, talking about all these injuries. Um, she was a trainer for the football team. She was assigned to the offensive line, and so she was the trainer, hold the waters, have the band-aids, the bandages, the tape. Like would go get whatever, would drive the Gators, all the things. Oh my gosh. Anyways, she's in there commenting, "Love you too." She was the trainer for a football team. Her position group was the O-line, and so, like, obviously, all of my when we started talking, all of my friends knew. All my friends were the offensive linemen, and so they knew. And the only other person that knew because oh my gosh, is this bad to talk about? Am I contradicting myself? The Sharon Moore stuff is basically like it wasn't like I was a higher up or anything though. This is an interesting. All right, I'll finish telling the story and then we'll talk about it. Yeah, the only other person that knew that I was dating my then girlfriend, my wife now, was my running back coach, Jay Bulware, because like a a a session would break, like we finish our drills or whatever, and I would run all the way over to the other side of the field to go get water from Kate's water, like where the offensive line was. And I think to everybody just thought like, "Oh, that's Rodney's friends. He just wants to go have water with his friends." But Coach Bulware, man, for whatever reason, he clocked it and he was like, um, "Why you always going over to that girl to get water?" I was like, he said, "You better." He said, "You better keep scoring touchdowns." I said, "Yes, sir." And then just kept it pushing. We, but there was a rule where, so there it was policy. This is what I was saying. So it was policy that a player, obviously any staff or any coaches, but a player could not be with a trainer. They could not date. It was the trainer was either going to lose her job or like they would have never kicked a football player off the team. It just is what it is. But she would have lost her job and whatever. And so we kept it quiet for a whole year until she changed her major um, to business because now she owns her own business. And yeah, I don't know. It's not the same. I'm no Sharon Moore. I wasn't tearing any families apart. But yeah, I did break policy. But now we have a beautiful baby boy. So it all worked out. Um, what's Nick's status? Playing at LSU next year? All love for the Anderson family. Robert Polson, I appreciate you. Because there's a lot of hate for the Anderson family too. Let me tell you, they are not. There were people that were not happy that Nick went to LSU. Nick's doing fine. I don't know if he'll play in his bowl game. And I don't know what his plans are. Honestly, I've always had the opinion that I do not get involved, or I'm involved. I'm a resource for sure, but I do not. I don't want to say anything or do anything that's going to influence a decision that should be Nick's. He's the one that's got to go play. He's the one that's got to go go out there and be successful. He's got to live with his decisions, his choices. So I'm always a resource, but I'm never like pushing my brothers one way or the other. We talked a little bit about Lane Kiffin being hired. It's still just so new. Yeah, good for Nick being like that. It's an offensive hire. So like, had LSU hired a defensive coach, he might be like, all right, talking to his agent a little bit about, all right, what are the options? But offensive guy, great offensive mind. Um, we'll see. We'll see. I think it's a lot of reason to just stick around and like assess the situation, and then you'll have your time to make a decision. Witness. Who wins in an Oklahoma drill, you or Tony Jefferson? Me. Duh. What? Now, me, 2017 or 18, Rodney beats anybody in Oklahoma drill. 2025, Rodney doesn't beat everybody in Oklahoma drill. Just because I'm I'm not a professional athlete anymore. I was at one time. Those knees are no longer with me. These knees, this specific knee has had 4 ACLs. So no, I'm not beating too many people in the in the Oklahoma drill. And honestly, I've said it before. I'm not really even super. I'm not even super big on. Uh, like I don't want to play anymore. I'm good. Sli- huh? Oh. Hmm. Brandon is such a huge Eagles fan. Such a huge Eagles fan. The way that however you're taking that, multiply it times 5. Brandon is that Eagles fan. Um, and so he threw in the Tony Jefferson got a pick Monday Night Football the other day for the Eagles. Yes, Brandon. Yeah, CD. I mean, all the popular ones are like CD Lamb, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. These are all guys that I played with that are currently in the league. Those are all of like the popular Mark Andrews, Obo Okoronkwo. I think he's probably getting towards the end of his years. I can say that because I've talked to him. Um, he's that vet guy in the locker room now, which is, I mean, I think he's been in the league for almost 10 years, maybe 10 years. I think next year will be 11 actually. And he's like such a good guy. Like he's so deserving of all the success he's had. I actually played him in high school too. He's from A-Leaf Taylor. Um, I don't know, like everybody was so different to play with, which is so funny that we all played so well together. Like Baker's team, like the team that Baker was the leader of was just so different than the team that Kyler was the leader of. And then the dynamics underneath them was also a little bit different. And different isn't a bad thing. I'm not saying different is a bad thing right now. Um, but yeah, it was just fun playing with those guys. Like being with and you could tell, let me tell you, like you could really tell like the talent. Like I knew very early on, like getting here at OU, like Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon are special. Baker Mayfield is special. Kyler Murray, like everybody knew about Kyler before he even left high school. Special dude, super special guy. Excuse me. Um, Orlando Brown, like his mentality, oh man, his mentality was crazy. Like the place he goes when the lights come on is insane. Like I'm glad that I was behind him and not in front of him because he was hurting people. Um, let's who else? I mean, even the younger guys I was with, Trey Sermon, his style was so great. Like he and I became pretty close in the running back room. Like, what are you seeing here? Nothing. Okay, what about this? Oh no, there's a clip of us at the very beginning of 2018 on the sideline. You'd have to dig forever to get it, but we were talking. I think I just got off the phone because Boer was up in the box, my running back coach, and Trey was asking me what I saw, and it was just a cool little conversation about like, what do you see out there? Oh, well, I'm seeing this. So when you go in, blah blah blah, and we was always helping each other like that, helping each other out like that, and it made us successful. Like that kind of camaraderie is what those teams had. Like we were all super bought into what we were trying to do, and so and like even Trey, Trey Sermon, I knew he was going to lead, even and he was younger than me. Like just you can feel it. Hollywood Brown, yeah, he's going to league. When you first see him, is like soaking wet. He may have been 190 pounds, 195 pounds when I first met him. Um, coming from a junior college, like a very like unorthodox path, but then you know exactly who, like everything makes sense as soon as you see him sprinting down the field. It's like, oh yeah, he's gonna play on Sundays. So it's a blessing being on teams like that because I know not every team is like that. Um, some team you might have good time. Every team's gonna have good times and good memories, but man, What was the honest mindset of the locker room when Lincoln left? Nate Jones. I wasn't in I actually was not in the locker room when Lincoln left. I was gone by that time. We and Caleb have talked about it a little bit. I think the sentiment is the same everywhere. Everybody in the locker room, the staff, like the other coaches, even the athletics department, I think everybody's just like, "Yo, like we're built on relationships. We're built on like it's Sooner OU DNA, like the camaraderie that makes us the traditional blue bloods that we are. Why didn't you just communicate? Why don't you just tell us? Like we're reasonable people. We all, we understand this game. Just communicate." And he didn't. And so I think that is the only thing Lincoln could have done. There still would have been people that were upset. There still would have been people that had feelings about it. But at least it's not like, at least it doesn't leave a bad taste in your mouth. Lincoln as a coach, though, I liked, I love playing for Lincoln. Um, he has really good offenses, so sue me. Your brother coming back? I don't know. Next question. About the pregame live show? Oh, game day next Friday. Like the biggest thing. All right, events. What's going on around here? For those of you that don't know, it's going to be somewhat of an all-day thing. Like I said, Norman Public Schools are letting out. OU cancel classes. Like I think everybody realizes the gravity of a playoff game coming to Oklahoma. College game day is going to be here, so that set will be on the South Oval, I believe. Um, SEC Nation will be here. I think the last time they were here, they were over in the Party at the Palace footprint, so I'd assume they're gonna be in the same general area. Um, Party at the Palace is gonna be going on, for a lot longer. Like, we're gonna open it up for a lot longer, so dang, excuse me. Um, I think that opens at what, 12? Is that what we said? 1. At 1:00, Party at the Palace will open, and that'll go all the way up to game time, probably like 6:30, so give people time to get to their seats. And then, here on Campus Corner, it's always bumping on Campus Corner. I mean, live music, people out on the street, they shut it down, like, obviously, if you've been at a game day at Oklahoma and Norman, you've, witnessed streets being shut down. Everything on Campus Corner, the streets are shut down, everybody's outside participating, live music, live radio. We'll have live show going on starting at 4:30 in the One Oklahoma office. It's 312 White Street, right? 321. There's that dyslexia. 321 White Street is the One Oklahoma office address. We'll be here hanging out. So we'll be doing a tailgate for our subscribers. We'll be hosting a live show. So feel free to stop in and watch. Interact. Come say what's up. Who knows? You might get to hop on the live. Brandon's sweating after I said that. Because when I say it on here, we kind of have to do it, right? I'll be good. Yeah, tons of stuff going on. I mean, if you just find yourself wandering around on campus next Friday, you'll have a great time. Promise. You'll have a great time. And if you figure out a way to get some tickets to the game, you'll have a fantastic time. Those are hard tickets. I keep forgetting that the CFP, they own these games. And so like OU doesn't own this. We're not making as much money off of like, right? Yeah, like CFP writes us the check, right? Yeah, but I wonder how big is that check? We don't know. Nobody in this room knows. I don't know that I'd be allowed to say it on here. Yeah, they know over there. What is it? They're not gonna let me say it. Whatever. I'll figure it out later. um, yeah, I think I'd love to see a lot of people over here at the One Oklahoma tailgate. Like, it's a good time. Like, we'll have food, we'll have drinks. Um, we do, it's for our subscribers, right? Is that what we said? But we'll be nice anyways. You can still come watch like the live stream or something. Figure it out. I think we don't want the barrier to entry to be hard. That's why, hey, maybe buy a hat and come in. See, I'm saying a lot of things online right now that we didn't talk about as a staff. Brandon's over there sweating. It'll be okay. Okay. Any big time transfer portal targets? We'll wind down a couple of these last questions. Um, I'm not really. I don't read too much into recruiting these days. The reason being, I don't love how these kids treat recruiting. It's like I still feel that it's an honor to be sent a letter, called, texted, DM'd by a university that shows interest. Like, so the way that some of these kids talk to coaches in their recruiting process nowadays is just couldn't have been me. And so I don't love the feeling that I get when I pay attention to the way that these 16, 17, 18-year-olds act in recruiting. So I don't watch it much. I'm not saying that all recruits are bad. Like, yeah, for what it's worth, I think Soul Mission and BV, like they do a good job of recruiting good dudes. So, I guess if there is somebody that I pay attention to, it's OU recruits, but not until they're in the door. Like straight up. That's just it is what it is. I'm not giving away any emotional energy to somebody, to a 16, 17, 18-year-old that you know, might break my heart. So, what do you think of the Alabama matchup in the CFP? I honestly was meh. I mean, like, hey, I'm glad that we're playing at home. I'm glad for the opportunity to beat Alabama. It'll be freaking hilarious to beat them for the third time in less than 2 years, which I think we can do. But I really wanted to see like Notre Dame or somebody fun come in here. I just don't like playing teams over and over again. That's me personally. I know the team is excited. I know that they're super hyped to play whoever was going to be strapped up against on the other side of them. But you asked me personally, and personally, I wish it was somebody else other than Alabama, preferably Notre Dame. Should have gave you the ball more in the second half against Georgia. Easy dub. Maybe. It didn't happen, so we'll never know. I'm being facetious. Oh, man. All right. The One Oklahoma team does a great job. Thanks for all they do. The real Eddie Mestis. I appreciate you, Eddie. We know Eddie. I think we had Eddie on pregame experience one time. Yeah, appreciate you, Eddie. He great example of a subscriber that bought in, is helping support OU NIL, and is having a great time. Experiential treatment, like taking you behind the scenes, see how the sausage is made. That's how Schmitty would say it. Take you behind the scenes, big dog. That's how sausage is made. It's not pretty. um, yeah, I mean, walk in with the team, pre, halftime, post game experiences. Have you ever been in a post game locker room after a dub? The only way you can do it here at Oklahoma is by being a subscriber of One Oklahoma. It'd be a pretty cool experience. I mean, if you've never witnessed it, it'd be fun to witness. We will be there with my bachelor party, Trey Bobo. Are you talking about the One Oklahoma tailgate? Swing by. Bring the party over here to Campus Corner. He said, yes, sir. Hell yeah. All right. We have a bar in One Oklahoma, so we'll hook y'all up. Man, I'm probably gonna get talked to a little bit after this live stream. Tis what it is. All right, y'all. Uh-oh. All right, we'll talk about this and then we'll end it. Brandon Schutza, Hope I'm saying your last name right. So here's a hard one. DeMarco has not really done anything good. He's not really done anything. Good recruiter, bad coach? Question mark. Like, is he a good recruiter but a bad coach? Eh. We definitely have to figure out. I don't know. Now we've talked about this a lot. Now I think my own opinion is changing. Like, I do think DeMarco is a good coach. I do think that I think he can recruit fantastic. I mean, we've got great recruits. Maybe it's taken just a little bit of time for him to figure out his best style of coaching. I'm just being hypothetical here. Cause you kind of think wasn't this his first coaching job? He may have coached a little bit at other places maybe. I don't know that actually. I think my point still stands. Like, once you get into a room, you have to kind of get a feel for how you want to coach. If you come in with like a predetermined, like this is how it's going to be, maybe your kids don't respond that well. That's right. 1 year Arizona. That kind of seemed like a setup. Oh, I'm gonna go do 1 year Arizona, then you hire me over here at Oklahoma. Oh, Stoops' brother. He had a brother out there. I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just think that coaching any position is not as easy as it seems, especially in this era. And if you come in with an old school mentality to this new way of players, this new wave, this new vibe of players, you might have to change something. You might have to alter some things, and changes don't happen quickly in college athletics, period. But they definitely don't happen quickly in the middle of a season. And, oh, Rodney, what about the off season? Dude, coaches aren't even here in the off season. They aren't even here hardly. Spring ball, they're here. Then they're out recruiting the next people. Like, it's a lot to keep straight, you know? And I think this same way I feel about the offense, same way I kind of feel about DeMarco, honestly. We're gonna like, we've been making positive steps forward. They may have been like the smallest steps, but we're still making positive steps forward. We have somewhat of a consistent rotation this year. We have 2 guys, like, there will be a random, like Jade not sighting here and there, but it's because we're also playing pretty banged up. So I think there's consistency starting to be built in the running back room. Torrey Blaylock is young. Xavier Robinson still has more years. So I'd be interested to see how they continue to evolve and what happens next with them as we go into off season to the next season. Because I think the offensive line, like, they've it's not all their fault, but I think that they've been getting a ton better. So I don't know. I have a tendency to just kind of sit back and watch and see how things are going. And maybe I watch for too long sometimes. But that's kind of where I'm at with DeMarco and the offensive line, the running back room. I'm watching. Like, I see progress. Now, it's not my job to say whether the progress is being made too slow or not. So, yeah, we'll see. Brandon, any last thoughts? Trey? Yeah. Guys, I appreciate y'all being on. Look, follow, subscribe, do all of the things. If you want a cool hat, oneoklahoma.com. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll also be doing we have a Jaren Kanak giveaway. I know y'all are some Jaren Kanak fans. Who's not? If y'all just saw me almost put my laptop on my coffee, I was about to be bad on set. But we have this Jaren Kanak signed burger hat. I don't know if y'all can see. He's holding his dog. Like, his dog's name is Burger. He's a wiener dog. He holds it like a gun. Yeah. We're going to give away this hat. Be on the lookout. You can find information for this on our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Like, we post everywhere. Other than that, I think we're good. I appreciate you guys as always. This is always fun. I look forward to these things. We'll be doing them on a more regular cadence, we might move the day. Yeah, I think we're looking at Tuesdays. Um, our double take episode, me and Caleb King Kelly, comes out today. It already is out. And so since that's releasing on Thursday, I think we might move this to Tuesday. But yeah, we'll continue to put out messaging about it. Be thinking of some fun things. We're gonna beef this up. I got some ideas. We'll think of some things. Maybe have a random guest on here every now and then. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Happy holidays. We will talk to you guys soon. Boomer.